Thank you. Who's
Just want to
recording?
try.
Thank you.
I don't know if there will be space enough.
I hope that I hope there better be space. And I don't know what more to delete from this laptop of mine to give us space. I've deleted. Anyway, thank you. Okay. So I was saying about how we can, let's say we produce this report at the headquarters, uh, and we need for people from this location to be able to use the report. And we need to put a security in such that each location can only view and use their own report, not the entire report. Okay. How do we achieve that? There's something we call row level security that we can put in. Okay. So this is how to ensure row level security. If we go into the modeling tab at the top there, and it says manage role as well as view as. Now, manage role as allows you to create a kind of a role. Okay, you create a role and condition the role to what it should be saying. Okay, so if I say I'm creating a new role and I'm creating this role for maybe just Aberdeen. Oh. So if I do that, I hope I remember how to do this. Okay. So the name of the role I'm creating is Aberdeen. And I'm using, we didn't bring out location. Okay. So let's expand. Let's expand this. I'm trying to expand this, not expand. And I need what's it called? A column from it. Okay. Let me do this. Okay, yeah. So I've picked the table that I want to use. Okay. And then clicked on new. That's new row. And I'm saying show data if all or let's say if all or any of these rows are true. Okay, let's stick with all for now. Okay. So within the road accident, we now have all the columns that's within that table. And I need local authority. Okay. Okay. And I'm saying that where local authority equals, either equals or there's different options there. Either it equals or does not equal or is greater than or depends on, what kind of field you are dealing with. Is in, is not in, okay? So I'll say equals Aberdeen and I'll type that in. Okay. And I'm saving that. Okay. So I've saved that. If I then, it says successfully applied role changes. If I then go back here and I want to view go into the view tab, I can say, so it's now, there are two roles, Aberdeen and the others. Okay. If I click on order, let's see what we will see. I'll actually click on Aberdeen first. If I click on Aberdeen, I want to view this report as Aberdeen. I'll enable that and you see it brings nothing. Let's see. If I stop viewing as that and okay, that's the reason. Because I typed in just Aberdeen, it should be Aberdeen City. Okay, So if we go back into the role and type the right thing in, so Aberdeen City. If anything changes within what I'm typing, it won't pick it up at all. Okay, so Aberdeen City, and I save it. Okay, I close that. And now I go into viewers. I want to view this as someone that's within Aberdeen. Okay, and it brings just the Aberdeen result. Okay, so you create the role. There are two or three different ways, I think it's two, of creating this row level security. Okay, you see, there's so many local authorities here, so it's not really efficient to go into manage role and start creating Aberdeen, then the other Aberdeen, and then each of the local authorities. There's quite a lot there. Okay, that's one way to do it, but that doesn't save us time. Okay, so let's say before I jump the gun, let's look for another okay, Aberdeenshire Adore. Okay, now if I want Aberdeenshire, I can still go in there and create a new one and title it Aberdeenshire. Okay, and now again, what I need is in the road accident. Then I'll pick the local authority and I'll say it's equals to Aberdeenshire. Okay, then I save that and I close that. If I then go into viewers to view it, you see more roles have been created. If I want to view this as someone from Aberdeenshire, as long as I got that spelling correct within the manage roles section, we should be fine. So if I click on this, again, it changes it for just, so everything you are looking at within this report, this page is just currently for Aberdeen. Okay, you can decide to create the roles like that. After the roles have been created, then we go into, I can't take us into our workspace right now. I don't remember the link for it since we've not been using it. Then we'll go into the workspace and define which email address should have access to maybe Aberdeen, which email address would have access to Aberdeenshire, each one, of those. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it, I don't know if I would, remember it by heart. And it will be, there's something called user principal name. Okay, user principal name, which I don't think I remember how to do that if I don't, get some revision. This is the one that I currently remember, you see. But yeah, there's one where you just use maybe DAX. Let's switch this to DAX Studio. You just use DAX, filter the data. This row can be seen entering a DAX that returns a true or false value. Okay, you know what I'll do? On row level security, I will do some revision, against what's tomorrow, against tomorrow, Friday, and everything will be learning tomorrow. And I'll also get our workspace ready as well so that we can share this report into the workspace and see how each each person from each location can actually access it. Okay, but the simplest way to create a row level security is the way that I have, done it so far. Okay, if, for example, we want we want to group Aberdeen City and Aberdeen Share together. We don't want those two to the two are under the same person. The same person is looking after or using the report. We can go back into the manage role, maybe we can use this one. We can edit this, okay? And where it says local authority, instead of saying local authority equals, we can say that local authority does not equal, is greater than, is blank, no. Let me see, I think in is the right thing to use there. In Aberdeen.
There's an add button under that Aberdeen.
Yeah, I deleted the Aberdeen and the add button disappeared. It thought I wanted to add an extra. So what I'm trying to achieve here is that as long as the local authority has Aberdeen in it, okay, then let this person, view it. So I hope I got that right. So let's save it and see what happens if it works. Okay, so if I view as Aberdeen now, let's see if we'll see both. Or have I not done right? Okay, maybe it's that add button that needs to be used there. Okay, so in Aberdeen equals, okay, I see. Equals gives us just one. Let's see if this would work. Aberdeen Share.
And the first one will not be Aberdeen City.
Yeah, so Aberdeen City. Okay. Let's see how that plays out. So if I view this now as that was changed for, does that change anything? Okay, I've not okayed it yet. Okay, so yeah, so we've defined two locations under the same whoever is handling, and we'll only do this if whoever the Aberdeen City and the Aberdeen Share are within this one person's or the same office's jurisdiction. Okay, so that's one thing we can try and achieve. And since and if then they want to check for each one, they can use the filter to filter out each. One thing I also love about this is that you see how we already said this slicer should not interact with this, but immediately we put the row level security in. The row level security filtered this one down to the level of what we really want to view. Okay, so after doing this, after creating the role within Power BI desktop, and then you publish this, normally we will, let me see, let me save that actually. And then if we try to publish, we should be fine. I should be able to get us. Okay, SoftNet DA, select. So we're publishing it into the SoftNet space. Okay, so it's been published successfully. I'm going to click on this so that we go check it out, what it looks like. Okay, so here we are. We are now in the workspace. This is what the workspace looks like. This is where, after producing the report in the desktop, this is where you share it, and then you manage access. You give access to the people, that will be using the workspace. Okay. So we can see the pages, the primary KPI page, the second page, which we haven't completely finished, and the third page, as well. Okay. If we go back into the SoftNet DA workspace, which is by the side there, let me, so these are the reports that we have published so far. But the one that I've just published is this road accident task. So when you publish the report onto the workspace, you have your Power BI report as well as the semantic model, which comprises of the data set itself and the model, the data model that follows it. So it's always the two, that you have happening together. Okay. So if I click on these three dots and I go into settings, I believe, I haven't done this in a while. Let's go into settings and see what we'll find there. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to open like this, but let's see. So we have the report name and a few other things asking if it's been endorsed, the contact, me being the person that published it, visual options, hide, export data, a few options there that we can see, but I don't think it has what I need. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, and whatever I'm doing, I'm actually doing within the let me check this one. Security settings. Security. Okay, let's check security out and see. Okay, yes. So it was security I needed. Let's do that again. So I'll go back into our workspace, and this is the report, and this is the data set as well as the data model, which we created. Together it's called semantic model here. So that's the one that we click the three dots beside it. And then we go into security, okay? And we define the, 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 for each role that is created, we need to define we need to input the email of whoever it is that will be accessing it, so that when they come here to check, that's what they will be checking. So the job is not completely done when we did it within the desktop. After creating the role in desktop, we also still need to come into the workspace and input the email address. Now, the email address of the people you put here, they must be people that actually have access, to the workspace. Okay, so you need to have added people into the workspace where it's manage access. And then for Aberdeen, will define who is it that's in charge of Aberdeenshire, who is it that's in charge of it. Okay. So that is defined, and then we add. If I put the right email in, that add button would lighten up, and then we add. Then you can, let them know, notify them that they now have access. And if they come in, it is what you see here as each of the roles that you have defined. It is what you see in the roles that they will see, each one of them would see. Okay, so the viewers here, if we are viewing as Aberdeen, that's what whoever's email we put in there would see. And if we are viewing as Aberdeenshire, that's what the person would see. Okay. And if we are viewing as order, order would be every other person apart from Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire. Okay. So if we come here, oh no, let's go back and view. So order is asking for something here which I have no clue about. Okay, that. And nothing has changed. I was expecting it to remove. Oh, no. Because we didn't define yet what order is, okay? So order would still see everybody. If I come here to define that, I don't want, okay, let's create a not Aberdeen, not Aberdeen. So this, we want to remove anyone. We want to remove both Aberdeen and Aberdeen City, but see every other person. So we want to say that local authority is not in. Before we did in, is not in. So let's add Aberdeen City, I believe. Aberdeen City. Okay. So because I don't want it to have the other Aberdeenshire as well. Aberdeenshire. Okay, so I want this role, not Aberdeen, to remove not in, to remove both Aberdeen City and Aberdeenshire. Let's see how that would work out. So let's save that. And then we go into what am I looking at? Have I done? No, looks like I've done something I shouldn't have done. Okay, so close. Did I open two data sets? So this has this and this. Cannot load model. What model are you not loading? Okay, close. Close. Now, wow. So let's view as not Aberdeen and see if that worked. Okay, so we see that both Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire have been removed from this report. So if you want, maybe we've got only two people handling the reports, one person handling everything Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire, while every other side of the report is handled by one other person or even two, but another department. We can decide to do what has just been done now. Remove everything Aberdeen. That's what this person will be saying. And only show everything Aberdeen. That's what this one will be saying. Okay. Like I said before, it's not enough to just create it in this desktop. We then go into, we publish and go into here and put the email of those in charge, you know, for each role that we have created. Then we can say that we are finished work, you know. So that's an important part of Power BI to actually learn. Is it clear? Do we have any questions?
Plenty question.
Oh yeah, go for it.
This desktop exactly here. How did you get here? And I really, is this part that I don't understand. Which part of Power BI brings me here?
Okay. So, you know, normally your desktop, normally you would use your normal email, Yahoo, Gmail, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. But to have access to what we call a workspace, Power BI workspace is where organizations share the reports that have been created. So the way we've created working desktop, I'm not going to be sending the Power BI file or attaching it to email and send to people. No, we have a central place called Workspace where it is your report, when it's been done, is published into. This is the Workspace. Now you see that's a SoftNet data analyst workspace. Okay, this was possible for us to have because we didn't use our normal email in this case now. Okay, we use
Is it the Power BI Fabric?
It is partly Fabric
Okay.
as well. Yeah. The way they've done everything now, I don't even know which is which, but yeah, it is partly part of the Fabric. I think I saw something Fabric here before as well. Okay. So this is like the Power BI online. Okay. A few of the reports we've done in the past were published. Which one is Amazon dashboard? I have no idea what this is. I can't remember these reports, but yes. Interesting. When was it published? Can't see a date to it. But yeah, so if your report needs updating constantly, let's say they are constantly putting more and more reports of the accident data, and the work we've done needs to be refreshed daily, so that by tomorrow or by next month, more reports is added, more data set is added. The way to automatically pick these up and update without you needing to come back to do it yourself you know, is you come into the report here and we go into setting the report semantic, that the purple dotted one. And we scroll down to where it says settings. You see, and where it says refresh down here. Let me scroll down. Where it says refresh. Okay. The refresh thing here is off. I don't know why. There should be, it's just grayed out for whatever reason. Completely grayed out. Um, hmm. Normally it should let me switch the refresh button on and set the time if I want it to be refreshed automatically twice daily or once daily, maybe at 7 or 8 o'clock, or whichever time I can add it there and apply the setting. I don't know why we don't have that. Let me see if it's available for other reports. I think it is. Yeah. This Northwind data has been set to refresh daily. So can you see, it's telling us that the Northwind data refreshed, last refresh today at 9:56, and it's going to refresh again tomorrow at 7. Okay. So if I go into that and see what made it different. So we go into settings, and under refresh, the refresher is not grayed out. So you choose the time zone. Ours is the Edinburgh, Dublin, Edinburgh, Lisbon, London one. We choose that from here. Then we switch this on. Then you want to switch it. You want to define the frequency. Is it weekly, daily, monthly? Okay. If it's daily, how many times daily? The times that you need it to refresh. I've put 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. to refresh. And if you want to add another time, you can do that. And then you apply the changes, that has been made. So it would automatically refresh. And refreshing is that if more data has been added to the data source and your report is still connected to that same data source, you don't need to come back and do any hard work anymore. That's what we call automation. It just runs and picks it up. And by the time you get there the following day or whenever the update has been done, you see that your report has been automated. That's part of the efficiency, that has been built into most of these Microsoft products. Okay, I see. I was in a data flow. I don't know why for the reports, I can't, let me try for the main report, see if it will let me, because that's not normal. And it's only showing this. Interesting. Again, it could be that our subscription, I think that will be the reason. Actually, our subscription is not, it's not that again. There's different levels of subscription. I'm sure ours is free. Okay, so there's a limitation to how much we can do. We can do here. Okay. I don't know how many people have access here. There was a time we had Mr. Azim create some email for us that enabled us, to be able to add people onto here.
I don't have any email or workspace.
So if we can, I don't know if it's still possible, if we can get him to make the email, create email. Mine is Deborah.anifoshi@softnet on Microsoft.com. You see, this was a while ago as well. But yeah, I'll see. I've not been in touch with him for a while. but it would be nice for people to be able to come here and check out these things. That's the
What about
reason.
Nike? Can Nike access the email?
I don't think Sister Aniki can make the email
It has to be an admin to SoftNet
to be able to make it.
that'll be able to create. This is talking about creation of a profile.
Of the, yeah. So it would be this person, and it's Mr. Azib.
This SoftNet admin is the one that will create any new person.
We'll see if we can get in touch with him and add more people on. Funny enough, most of the people here are not constantly currently even needing it at all. So I think that's that about that for today. We've touched more on a little recap of the work we've done so far. And we went into role level security, the simplest way to make it. There are more complex ways, but I think I would rather we get very comfortable with creating things in a simple way before we jump to the harder stretch, you know. But yeah, one thing I didn't show us as we were viewing the role, we didn't look at other pages, which is not good enough because it actually affects all of the pages of the report. It's not just the page one. I focus more on the page one, but it's not just the page one. You see, if you view us, it cuts across every page within the report, you know, unlike slicers that mostly deal with where they currently are. Okay. Any other question? If they aren't,